Okay, so for my topic for our presentation today, I chose the theme of authenticity that is found in Ricardo Illy's book, The Art of Excellent Products. I thought that it was an interesting discussion point because it's not something that I personally think of whenever I'm looking at a company or a product that I want to buy. So the book, like I said, The Art of Excellent Products by Ricardo Illy. Illy is the former CEO of Illy Cafe. He wrote this book that's like the dedication and excellence that goes into making great products and specifically Italian products like Illy Coffee. He lists many attributes to an excellent product, but the one that I will be focusing on today is the attribute of authenticity. He also lists four crucial elements of the Encanto business, which is sort of like a gold standard to him. And these are broad elements. There are like many like micro things that go into this, but four are superior product, a unique supply chain, the very best raw materials, a commitment to sustainability. So those are all things that he looks for when he is like when he was CEO, when he was doing this, and then like when he looks at other businesses and other companies, not just in Italy, but around the world. So this is a quote from the book. It's rather than a short-term returns, Encanto requires a deep and nuanced understanding of why a business exists, what role within the company it fulfills, and the direction in which it should move forward in the coming years. So that's sort of like a little synopsis of like part of the authenticity that he discusses, because it's not like a performative authenticity of just like social media or like saying that you're doing these things for these reasons. It's a continuous thing from the start. Even if it's a young company, they can continuously show that they are authentic and that they are like with their roots. So authenticity, the Illy way. Ricardo Illy claims that an Encanto business has an authentic sense of heritage. Many aspects of authenticity in business align with family-run companies, which Italy also obviously has a lot of, I think more so than America does. Uh, Many authentic businesses have elements of familiarity, passion, sincerity, and respect. So those are like four like micro subjects from like the three or the four elements that I listed previously. Authenticity equals truth, a product made by true people with true raw materials through true process and a sincere approach to product design, customer service, and quality. So it's a very large um, aspect of a business. The heritage of a business tells its story, and the business must continue to make decisions based on that storied history in order to maintain its heritage and authenticity. An authentic business focuses on its long-term success, and also in the case of like family-run businesses, they are focusing on like each new generation. So each decision that they make should be helping, you know, it should be able to benefit like grandkids or great grandkids and so on and so on. Authenticity is also reassuring. It's something that's like familiar to you. You may have like, good memories of it. You know, like I have good memories of Coke floats. So that's like something I did with my grandmother, and it's like an authentic thing for me personally. And it's like that same concept of just something that is familiar to you. So here are a few Italian companies that I think show authenticity in at least one way. I know Barilla is going to be a little controversial, but um, it is very like familiar pasta, despite some of the things that they have done. But Il Fendi, Valentino, Ferrari, Fiat, Prada, Salvatore Ferragamo, Alfa Romeo, Castellani, Versace, and then Ferrero. I'm only going to talk about two of these because this is timed and I don't have 20 minutes to discuss all of these. But um, this is another quote from the book that I liked about the authenticity, and it's the belief in the importance of honoring a business's heritage can be summed up as authenticity, a word that has been diluted and weakened recently. Um, so it's obviously something that he thinks has gone downhill, and not as many businesses are showing or sticking with their authenticity. So number one, Illy, obvious choice. Um, I feel like this is a no-brainer that it's authentic, not only because Ricardo Illy has wrote this book and like kind of come up with this term for businesses, but from its foundation in 1933 to today, it has continued to tell the same story. They've had the same respect for their craft and continue to appreciate their heritage. It's also a family-run business, so that's like a large aspect of what can keep a business authentic, and the decisions in Illy are made for like looking out for each new generation. So sorry. Put my phone on do not disturb. Maybe that'll help. Okay, there we go. So Illy is also not afraid to discontinue certain products that do not align with its heritage and are not cohesive to who they are, which is something that Ricardo Illy says that can disrupt the authenticity of a business. So they had tried to make a new like container for the coffee, and it wasn't, he felt like it didn't fit with who they were. It wasn't working as well, so they scrapped it in order to stay with who they are. An example that he gives is Barilla created a juice, which was really weird for a pasta company that is known for pasta to just like randomly go and make juice. And it was like a line that failed because it wasn't authentic with who Barilla is or was as a company. So Illy exudes a certain gold standard, especially in Italy. And also I do think it is like probably one of the most like popular like coffee brands of like a luxury kind of coffee. But especially in Italy, and this helps with its authenticity as a company because it's familiar to people who buy it, and they may have fond memories like with their grandparents drinking coffee or with their parents and things like that really like make it authentic. Company number two is Ferrero, which is a personal favorite of mine because I love chocolate. Ferrero was founded in Alba by the two Ferrero brothers in 1946. And since that time, they have also stuck with their story. They've stuck with their heritage, their values. It's a world-known brand. You can easily recognize the gold foil of the little Ferrero Rocher. Rocher? I don't know. It is a company that has familiarity all over the world, not just in Italy. This company and family have stuck with their roots since their foundation. They have continued to tell the same story and uphold the same values, which is probably the biggest part of authenticity as a term. Ferrero stays within its brand. They're not trying to add like crazy new products that don't align with like who they are as a company. And it's a company that you can expect to get excellent quality products from. You know, you have that reassurance that they have proven themselves again and again, that they keep making good products, that they keep making excellent products that are like a world standard, I guess. So for a little bit, I just want to discuss the American experience because Ricardo Illy claims that American customers do not have the same deep connections to the concept of authenticity that an Italian customer does. And I would argue that it is at least somewhat true because, like I said earlier, it's personally something that I haven't thought of when it comes to like buying products and stuff. Like I just go to Walmart and I buy what's on the shelf. Um, and there are like so many people that I know are the same way. So it's very different, I think, for an Italian customer because they do have so many family-run businesses there. And like I just think it's so many more than we have here. Like even Walmart, I know it was like started by Sam Walton and like his children have like continued it, but I still wouldn't consider it as a family-run business in the same way that I would think of like an Italian family-run business. But there are two examples given in the book of American companies that have authenticity, even if Mr. Illy doesn't quite agree with them. But Ralph Lauren started in New York by Mr. Ralph Lauren. So he started with his signature polo. It was like the tie, I think, was his first like line. And polo is like not an American sport, obviously. So it was kind of like controversial. I didn't know if it would succeed in America, but it did. And he has continued his polo since 1967. You know, he's told the same story. It's the same heritage. It's, you know, reliable. And many Americans go to Ralph Lauren. They get their polo shirts for, you know, church or weddings or whatever. It's a very familiar business. The second one is Bullet Bourbon, which is from Kentucky. And it's a family-run business. They also are using a family recipe that's like super old, apparently, which I did not know. I think it was maybe like, ooh, from like the early 1900s, maybe. I don't quite remember the date. But they have also stayed consistent with their heritage and their history, and they have an award-winning product they have put like a lot of passion and respect into. There's my works cited page, and then the end. Thank you.